Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will show you my real-life Spring Boot DevOps setup. We'll go through every file and action and I'll explain everything I am doing. Nice and easy, by the way. Some commands are already written to save time, so you won't have to watch me type everything out. Let's get started. So first let's check out my project folder, GitLab CI YAML. This is my CI/CD pipeline config. Docker file to build the image, Spring Boot chart, my Helm chart folder, and source the application code. Let's open each file and I will show you what's inside. Let's open GitLab CI YAML. Okay, let's see what each job does. First job, this is build job and just runs Gradle to build my Spring Boot app. Output is a jar file in the build folder. Second job, Docker build job, uses Canico to build a Docker image from my code and push it to the GitLab container registry. It tags the image with a commit SHA. So every time I push code, this job runs automatically, no manual work. Let's check out the Docker file. Nothing fancy, just a minimal Java 17 image with my app jar inside. This is what gets built and deployed later. Now let's dive into the Spring Boot chart folder. This is where I keep all the Kubernetes templates for deploying my app. Okay, first let's look at chart YAML. This is basic metadata for Helm. You don't really change this often, but it is required. Now let's open the values YAML. Okay, this file is awesome because I can change my Docker image, port or monitoring settings all in one place. If I want to update something, I just change it here. Okay, now let's check my deployment YAML. Yes, here I tell Kubernetes how to run my app. Notice I am using a custom service account for better security and everything is dynamic from the values file. Now let's open my service YAML. This YAML exposes my app inside the cluster. If I want to make it public, I just change service type, not port or load balancer in values YAML. Okay, now let's move on the service monitor YAML. This is what lets Prometheus find and scrape metrics from my app via the actuator Prometheus endpoint. Okay, let's check out. I have two main files in here. GitLab admin RBAC YAML and GitLab admin token YAML. Okay, GitLab admin RBAC YAML sets up a service account and permissions so my GitLab runner can actually deploy and manage source. After this is my GitLab admin token YAML. This creates a token for the service account so the runner can authenticate. Why do I do this? Because I don't want my runner to have too many or too few permissions. This way I control exactly what I can do. Okay, now let's check the app config for monitoring. I open my source main resource folder. Okay, okay. This is what exposes the actuator parameters endpoint, uh, and Grafana can see my app's metrics. Okay, let's make sure Prometheus and Grafana are running in my Kubernetes cluster. I check the services. Okay, here I should see both Prometheus server and Grafana services. This is my Prometheus service and this is my Grafana service. If they are listed, it means my monitoring stack is up. Now, let's check the pods. All pods should be running or completed, and if any pod is in crash loop backoff or error, that means something wrong, and I need to check it. Okay, now I want to access Prometheus and the Grafana dashboard in my browser. Since they are inside Kubernetes, I'll use port forward with kubectl port forward service Prometheus, and I forward 7019 to 7019. Okay, what's this error? Unable to listen. Okay, now I check. Okay. Now I forward 9019 to 9019 port. Yes, this show me handling connection for 9019, and now I can open Prometheus in my browser at localhost 9019. Okay, let's check if Prometheus can actually see my Spring Boot app. In Prometheus, I go to targets. Okay, this is my targets. Here I am looking for a target like this. If I see it and the state is up, that means Prometheus is collecting metrics from my app and everything is working. So why does my app show up here and why is it up? It's thanks to a few things I set up before. Let's check it. Okay. Okay, sorry. I said why does my app show up here and why is it up? It's thanks to a few things I set up before. But actually, when I checked my build Gradle file, I realized I didn't add the necessary dependencies for actuator and Prometheus metrics. That's why the actuator Prometheus endpoint is actually empty or missing. I noticed that even without adding actuator and micrometer dependencies directly, my actuator Prometheus endpoints seem to work. And this usually happens because some other library or starter, maybe even something in my project I forgot about, is pulling in those dependencies behind the scenes. But here's the catch: you never want to rely on these hidden dependencies. It might work today, but tomorrow, if you are someone else cleans up dependencies, updates starter versions, or change something small, your monitoring will just break, and it might take you hours to debug why. So, the best practice is to always add Spring Boot starter actuator and micrometer registry Prometheus yourself in your build Gradle file. Okay, okay. How do I fix this problem? Here's what I'm going to do now. Open my build Gradle file and add these lines. Okay, so now my dependency section looks like this. After this, I rebuild my app. Control X, save, clean build. Okay. Okay, after I rebuild my app, I need to redeploy it to my Kubernetes cluster so the new dependencies are available. There are two ways you can do this. The easy way, just trigger your CI/CD pipeline. If you are using GitLab CI like me, you can simply push your chains, and the pipeline will build the image and redeploy the app automatically. Uh, or you can do it manually using Helm. For example, I just run Helm upgrade install Spring Boot app, my Helm release name, Spring Boot chart, and namespace runner. Okay, just a moment. Namespace runner exists. Put it in the file. Okay, I think I write false. Okay, revision 5. This command tells Helm to redeploy my app using the latest build. Once that's done, my app restarted in Kubernetes with the new dependencies. Okay, I added these dependencies after I open my application properties file. Okay, let's see. Uh, this exposes actuator Prometheus endpoint where metrics can be scraped. Okay, and I open my service monitor YAML. Okay, this tells Prometheus where and how to scrape metrics from my app. After basically, if you skip any of these three things, the dependency, the configuration, or the service monitor, your app won't appear as a up status in the Prometheus targets. Now, let's do same for Grafana. Keep still port forward service Prometheus Grafana, and I forwarded 3000 port to 3000. Okay, service Prometheus Grafana doesn't have a service port. Okay, sorry. Okay, I write this keep still port forward service Prometheus Grafana 3000 to 18 port because in Prometheus Grafana opened 18, 18 port. Okay, I have the connection for 3000 and I open in my browser localhost 3000. Okay, this is Grafana, and on the left menu, click on data source. I added Prometheus to Grafana. This is Prometheus service URL, default namespace, Kubernetes service on the 9019 port. After save test, okay, successfully queried the Prometheus API. Okay, now I am creating a new dashboard in Grafana. All I have to do is add a panel, select Prometheus as my data source, new dashboard. Okay, I select Prometheus. Okay, for example, I'll type this query. There are all metrics. These metrics give me Prometheus, and for example, I write GVM memory use bytes. Okay, run queries. Okay, Here you can see how much memory my Java app using and broken down by different memory areas. This is really useful to spot and any memory issues before they become a problem. Okay, this is alert manager, and so okay, okay, so that's how I set up and check my monitoring stack. Next time we'll add Argo CD, Loki, and maybe some other cool tools together. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.